But the magnificent part about the freedom philosophy and our Constitution and our traditions is that it's not divisive. Socialism and welfareism and warfareism is divisive because government takes control of all the elements of wealth and take control of our lives and fruits of our labor through a tax system which is confiscatory, and that is the income tax. So if you truly believe in liberty, you have to give up the principle of the federal personal income tax. So what happens when the government assumes that it owns all your wealth and takes that money to Washington? They own our lives and they own control, and what does it encourage? It encourages the special interest to go to Washington to control the wealth. It politicizes every penny of spending. So then you have a military-industrial complex, you have a medical-industrial complex, you have an educational-industrial complex. The whole works. Everybody goes to Washington and they fight over the loot that's been stolen from them. And of course, what we're suffering from today now is a diminished system of production because we are over-regulated and overtaxed and good jobs are going overseas, and we're suffering because we are totally dependent on borrowed money, and you can't do that forever. In contrast to a system that we have today, or moving in the direction of socialism, of fighting and competing for the control of wealth, the market system and freedom does exactly the opposite. It is a very tolerant system. It means that you're not judgmental. You allow individuals to act and take care of their lives in their own way. The biggest difference, though, that some people don't want to accept is the fact that when you have a system like that, we are all responsible for our own lives and nobody else can bail us out if we make mistakes. That is the important factor, that individuals should have this freedom to act and perform in whatever manner as long as they assume their responsibility. The marketplace, of course, is the same way. The market thrives when you get the government out of the way. Now, the one thing that I, as a candidate for president, strongly urge is that there's a big difference in the way I present our views. For instance, most candidates will come and they'll say, well, this is what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to provide this for you. I'm going to run the economy. I'm going to police the world. I'm going to do all these wonderful things. I, as a candidate, have a program which is somewhat opposite. And that is, what I am saying is, I don't want to run your life. Your life is your own. It's yours to be productive or self-destruct. But it's up to you to run your own lives. I'm not smart enough to know. I don't have the moral authority. I certainly don't have the legal authority to tell you how you should run your own life. Same way with the economy. I don't want to run the economy. I'm not smart enough, and I'll tell you one thing, I can guarantee you that the politicians and the bureaucrats I know in Washington aren't smart enough to run the economy either. I don't, and no other politician has the moral authority, the intellect, or the constitutional authority to run the economy. Likewise, I don't have the authority nor the wisdom to run the world. I don't have the constitutional authority to do this, and it always backfires. So make the assumption, whether it's the government's attempt to run our private life or our economic life or run the world, you can be rest assured that the opposite results will occur.